you are saying by this is actually called chart. Okay, is actually called chart. Uh, all these things are correct. You are thinking in a correct way, but it is not graph. It is the chart. We call this chart. So, in previous days, in old mathematics, in old days, these are called chart. Graph. Sorry. In old days, all these things like the bar chart, okay, and like uh, the pie chart, okay, like this. This is called pie chart, and uh, like line maybe, okay, something like this. So all these are actually the chart. These are not graph. Be careful. These are not graph. In Excel also, okay, all these are called charts. So you are actually talking about chart, and this is graph written in some books, the old books in stat, in math, but nowadays, at present time, this term is not graph. It is now everywhere called chart, so that the graph and chart can be different. Okay, people will not be confused with the two terms. So what we understand about graph theory, this is something different. It is not about chart. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So uh, you were thinking, okay, Adif started with one idea, and you all were thinking in the same pattern, same way. That is, you have some information in your brain and you are using that area only. Okay, nobody actually thought about anything different. So you, because you have the concept like that, so you are thinking, okay, so it is a structure, it is different shape, it is depending on result, I mean how we present our result or findings, okay, something like that. So all those answers were correct, but it is about chart, and these are the right side shapes are the chart. So today we will not talk about chart, we are talking about graph. So graph is different thing. Graph is different thing. What is that graph? So graph is actually, it is the connection, it is the network, okay, of some points. So there may be 5 points or 4 points or 7 points, does not matter. There may be some connections. So this is the connection. Okay. So which one will be connected to which one, that is different thing. But the graph is the network of some points. This is called graph. Graph is a connected structure of some points. So what are the points? We call points, and in graph theory it is actually called the vertices. Vertices. So vertices means plural of vertex. Vertex is one single point. Vertex means one single point. So this is singular number, and uh, vertices means the plural, and the connections, the lines. what I can say connections. So connections are, sometimes it is connections, fine, no problem. In graph theory, we call this edges. Okay, so edges are the connected line, connections between 2 points, connections between 2 points. So what is graph? So graph, you can say, uh, graph you can say, okay, a connected connected structure, okay, connected uh, structure of some points, structure of some vertices. Okay, so vertices means points. So this is actually graph. So I have shown one graph here. So graph may be something like that also. Okay, graph may be something like this also. Okay, so one point is connected with another. So how many points will be there? We do not know. Okay, there may be different connections. So this is another graph. You got my point? You understand what is graph now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now you tell me what is the area in computer science? It may have some relevance, or I mean importance to learn. What is the area in computer science?
So it's data structure and algorithm.
Data structure and algorithm. Okay. How it is? Okay, you will tell. You will explain how later. Okay, let me just ask some other persons. Do you all agree that it is this chapter, graph theory, maybe it will be connected with data structure and algorithm?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you also agree with that. Any other answer? Any other thought? This is the graph, and can you think that this chapter, graph theory chapter, is important to learn for the computer science because this area is uh, relevant to this topic. So what can be your answer? What are the relevant areas in computer science? One you have called data structure and algorithm. And do you all agree with this, or do you find anything else also?
Sir, hello. I agree
Yes.
with data structure, not sure what other.
Okay. So data structure and algorithm, you think mostly about data structure, and you are not sure about any others. Okay.
Sir, in computer science, we do a course like graphics course. Is
Okay.
graphic? Uh, it's combination of lots of pixel and pixel are connected together. So when we do the graphics course, then we use lots of graphical things. That's why.
Hmm. Okay. So you are thinking maybe this chapter is connected with computer graphics, right?
So it's called vector graphics, sir.
What is that? What is called?
So vector graphics, sir.
Vector graphics. Okay. So you were
Yes, sir.
thinking computer graphics, and more accurately, it is called vector graphics. Okay. So what is the vector graphics tool? very common software application. What is the vector graphics application very commonly used worldwide?
Shadow Illustrator.
Illustrator. Did you say Illustrator?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Illustrator, correct. Good. What is Photoshop? Photoshop is a vector graphics software.
No, sir.
No,
Raster
sir.
graphics.
Sir, in Photoshop we can do this kind of thing.
Photoshop is sir raster graphics.
Uh, Photoshop is not vector graphics. Yes, correct. So Illustrator is correct example. So you were thinking vector graphics area may be connected with this graph theory topic. Okay. Anything else? Can you think anything else?
I think this vector graphics also use data structure in behind. So data structure is the root.
Okay, so data structure is again connected with vector graphics also. Okay, good. Anything else? Can you think of some other areas? Are you thinking or not thinking? Just waiting for the answer that sir will tell us ultimately.
So not
So,
sure, but with
yeah.
database,
What?
well, it might be connected with database.
Database. Okay. Let me write as you were thinking. So finally, I will tell you what is going on. No problem. So you were thinking maybe it has a connection with database also. Okay. Okay. So okay. So let me just finish the topic. So vector graphics is correct. Vector graphics is correct, and there are some branches also, and sometimes it may be also uh, uh, about image processing. Okay, you can also think of image processing. So uh, identification, something like that. So face recognition, right? If you have a software, you take the camera and then face recognition, something like that. Okay, say fingerprint recognition. So this type of things are also included here, and it is vector graphics. In broad title, it is vector graphics. So there is not much connected with database, so it is not included. Data structure, yes, you can say data structure. Algorithm, you should not say like that. Algorithm, you can use the vector graphics application or tool, or you can prepare code, or you can make the application so that you will use algorithm. So algorithm is completely different thing. On the graph theory, algorithm will not be made. Okay, data structure and algorithm, it comes as a single title of the chapter or area, but algorithm is not really the thing. So in the data structure concept, there is a little connection, not very much. Be careful, it is little connected, not very much. Vector graphics is completely correct. Another big area is networking. Okay, computer networking. So if I just write network, then you can think about normal physical network like LAN, one man. Okay, you can think of the mesh network, you can think of bus network. Okay, and you understand what I'm saying, right? So if I just write simple network or networking, then you can include ring network, star network, bus network, WAN or LAN or MAN. All
Yes,
these are including
few
here.
topologies can come.
And also, yes, topologies, yes. So, and also, I'm not writing topology. So topology is that area, fine. So, or I can write something, topology is one sub area. Another thing is, if you think about machine learning, so you can think about neural network. Okay, so neural network, deep learning, these are also the topic in computer science now. So these are also included here. These are also somehow connected with the graph theory concept. So we will not go to the depth of neural network or machine learning or deep learning, but this chapter will give you the basic idea, the foundation, very basic idea, so that in future, if you do your masters, if you learn some more things, then you will find it useful. You will see that, oh, okay, we learned the graph theory in that course. So something like that. So this course will be, this graph theory chapter will be a foundation of networking and also vector graphics. Okay. So this thing you can say. Is that okay? Do you understand? Or if you have question, you can ask. Is that okay? Do you understand what
Yes,
I
sir,
have
it's
said?
clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the graph I have already told you. So there are different types of graphs. Okay, so we will talk about that one by one. And sometimes you can write graph as G is the graph, and B comma E, sometimes like that. So this symbol or this presentation style, we will not focus, we will not use. Just we will say, okay, this is the graph number 1 and this is the graph number 2. That will be all right. But in formal presentation, this style is used, G, V comma E. So what is V? The V is the finite. Finite means there should be a specific number of elements. Finite set of vertices. Finite set of vertices. So this is V, and E is again the finite set of finite set of edges. So if you want to present the graph G1, say G1, like this symbol, we have to write the vertices name. Say vertices name is A, B, C, D, E. I'm talking about first graph, G1 graph. So there are 5 vertices. So you will write, this is the graph, and the graph is first bracket, then second bracket. Second bracket means the set. So you will write A, B, C, D, E, and bracket close, then comma, then another bracket, and that is the set of edges. So set of edges, you will also give name for every edge. So say AC, AC is the edge. Say this is number 1, and CE is number 2, and say BE is number 3, Say for example, we are taking AD is number 4 and BE is number 5 and AE is number 6. Say we have 6 lines. So 6 names. Number 1 is one edge, number 2 is another edge, 3 is another edge. So in this way, we have 6 edges. So we are writing the set of edges. So this will be the first graph. So this is another style of writing graphs without drawing the figure. This is the writing style. So we will not actually, in this course, we will not actually use this style. We will just more focus on the drawing, the diagram, so that it is easy to understand and continue with the topic. So this is another style or another thing what I wanted to tell you. Now let me tell you another thing which is called simple graph and multigraph. So the first graph, that is G1 graph, it is actually simple graph. The first graph is actually simple graph, and the second graph is multigraph. So it is not simple. Multigraph means not simple. So why it is multigraph and why it is simple graph? Let me just tell you. So multigraph, sometimes you can use a dash, or sometimes you can use multi alada, different word, graph different word. So no problem. So what is simple graph? Simple graph means there is only one edge between any pair. There is only one edge between any pair of vertices. So you do not have multi connections, only one edge between every pair of vertices. So that means what? That means you do not have more than one connection between any 2 points. Okay. And what is multigraph then? Multigraph will be there may be, okay, there is one or more edges. Okay, sometimes one may be possible or sometimes more. So one or more edges between pair of points, that is vertices. So you can see sometimes it is only one connection. Say you have P is 1 point, you have P is 1 point, and then Q, then R, then S, then T. So there are 5 points, P, Q, R, S, T. So if you think about Q and R, then you see only one connection. But if you think about PQ, then more than one connection. So if you have more than one connection, okay. So this is the main point. Main point is there must be more than one connection. If you see more than one connection somewhere, okay, that graph will be called multigraph. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So simple graph, multi-graph. Let me now tell you another graph which is called pseudograph, which is called pseudograph. So this is another type, and this is called pseudograph. And if you draw the pseudograph, then there may be 5, 4, 6 vertices, any number of vertices. This is not a restriction. There may be simple or not simple. Okay, but usually it is not simple. I mean, usually it is multi-graph. Main point is there will be one or more loop. There will be one or more loop. So this is the loop. What is the loop? Loop is the vertex. This is called loop. So loop is the edge. Sorry, loop is the edge which starts and ends at the same vertex. So pseudograph is the graph where there is one or more loop. Okay, so the graph uh, which the graph which has loop. So there may be one loop or more than one loop, does not matter. What is loop? So loop is, what is loop? Loop is the edge. Loop is the edge. Okay. Loop is the edge which starts and ends. Which starts and ends at the same vertex. So this is called loop. And if you have loop in any graph, that will be called pseudograph. So pseudograph may be simple, pseudograph may be multiple. Normally it is multiple because you can say, okay, there is one point, so loop is also a multi kind of thing. So multi or simple does not matter. If you see loop, then it is pseudograph. Finish. Okay. So this is another type of graph: simple, multi, and pseudo. We have learned 3 types of graphs. So we will learn more types of graphs next. Now I will tell you one more thing, which is called handshaking theory, which is called handshaking theory of graph. So let me just write down the handshaking theory. Let me type. Let me tell you another thing, otherwise you cannot understand, which is called degree. Okay, degree of a vertex. So what is degree of a vertex? Degree of a vertex is the number of edges connected with that vertex. So there may be 5, 4, 7 vertices in one graph. So every vertex will have a degree. Every vertex will have a degree. So in this example, on the left side, if you think about the name of the vertices, like A, B, C, D, say there are 4 vertices here. So one vertex is A, one is B, one is C, and one is D. So if you have 4 vertices, and if you think about degree of A, so I am writing this here. degree of the vertex A. So it will be 1. Why 1? Because there is only one edge connected with this vertex. Is it clear?
Sir, could you repeat again?
Degree of a vertex is actually how many edges connected with that vertex.
Sir,
So think
if
about A
consider
point.
if we consider B point, then the vertex degree will be 2, because
No,
if
no, we will come to B point later. Think about A. A is okay. It is 1. So what about D?
1, sir.
D is 1? No, D has two connections,
No, sir,
two
it's two
edges.
correction. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
D has two lines. So
Yes,
what
sir.
will be the degree of D? 2.
Sir,
2.
2.
What will be degree of C?
Sir, one.
C1, how come?
No, sir.
3.
2.
C
No,
also
sir.
2, sir.
Oh,
C
3, sir.
also 2.
yes,
3,
sir.
sir.
3, is that clear? 3.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now let us think about B. So if you think about B, now tell me how many lines are connected with B point?
2.
2, sir.
3, sir. Think.
Loop is also included, right? So loop is
Yes, sir.
also a line. So
3.
you will consider
Sir,
here.
it's
Yeah, tell me.
I I think it's 3, sir.
You
B.
think it's 3. Okay. So actually the degree of B will be 4. Degree of B will be 4. Why degree of B will be 4? Because degree of loop. Let me write degree of loop. Degree for a loop is counted as counted as 2. This is a rule. So loop will be counted as 2 degree every time. So this is a rule. You just keep it in your mind, and I will explain why 2. Okay, we will talk some more things in the next class. Then you will understand why it is 2. For today, just keep it in your mind that the degree of a loop will be counted as 2. So loop is 2, another line. So 4. Degree of the point B is 4. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Now I can tell you the handshaking theory. So just let me tell you. So we will not have enough time to explain. We will talk about that next class. No problem. So